Good morning, students. In your previous video, you have read chapter Fritz, and in our today's video, we'll begin with chapter Quality by John Galsworthy. For this, you will have to open your Echoes workbook and take out chapter number 3, that is Quality. So by the end of this video, you will be able to know about the author of Quality, that is John Galsworthy, the story of chapter Quality, the setting of the story Quality, and the theme of the story Quality. Now let us read about the author of the chapter, that is John Galsworthy. John Galsworthy was born in 1867 and died in 1933. He is a famous English novelist, playwright, and a short story writer. Now, who do you think is a novelist, children? A novelist is a person who writes a novel, and a playwright is a person who writes a play. The Skin Game, published in 1920, and Loyalties, published in 1922, are two of his best known plays. The chapter that we are going to read today, Quality, was published in 1912. It is a pathetic story that depicts a German shoemaker's efforts to survive in an era where success is determined by advertisement and not by quality. Now, what is the meaning of pathetic, children? Pathetic means causing pity. Let us see where the story is set. So before we start with the summary, we need to know where is the story set. So let me tell you that story is set against the backdrop of Industrial Revolution in the 20th century London. Now children, I have used the term Industrial Revolution. What actually was Industrial Revolution? So Industrial Revolution was the age of mass production where industries produced in quantity. Big manufacturing units were in action and remained busy day and night. Hence, many of the workers lost their business. And the main character of our story, Gessler brothers, also were the victims of Industrial Revolution and had to lose their business. So let us read the setting of the story. The entire story takes place at two little shops let into one in a small by street in the West End, London. So where is the story set, children? It is set in two shops which were let into one. The shop was owned by Gessler brothers. I've already told you the main characters, Gessler brothers, they were the owner of the shop. Known for making high quality shoes. True to the financial status of Gessler brothers, the shop has been described as located in a tenement with no sign upon its face that they made shoes for the royal family. Now children, see the word tenement. Tenement is a building which is divided into various parts, and it is usually built for those people who are not so rich. So the shop was actually located in a tenement, and this suggests that Gessler brothers were not very rich. Now it had no sign upon its face. What is the meaning of no sign upon its face? It means that there was no signboard on the shop which told people that Gessler brothers also made shoes for the royal family. The shop was named after the owners. Who were the owners, children? The owners were Gessler brothers, and did not have any elaborate display, as it reflected by the narrator's remark that he was always troubled on the account of those unwearing boots in the window. This means that the boots which were on the window display were almost and all the time the same. They did not change. Now there is a logic and a reason for that, and the reason is, since the Gesslers only made tailor-made shoes according to the requirements of individual customers and their shoes lasted terribly long, they might not have many pairs of shoes to display in the window. The reason that the author feels or the narrator feels that there were less number of shoes in the window and they did not change was that they made only custom fit shoes, and also their shoes lasted terribly long. So they did not have many of the pairs to display. Summary. So let me give you a brief intro of the chapter first. The story revolves around the younger Gessler, who, like his elder brother, practiced qualities of dedication and honesty. Now children, keep one thing in mind, Mr. Gessler has been used for the younger Gessler brother, who is the main character of the story, right? He valued his customers high and he spared no pains to satisfy them. An experienced and skilled shoemaker, he attached great importance of quality to his shoes. That means he did not compromise on quality. The story focuses on the bitter struggle for existence of the Gessler brothers in the days of competition and advertisement. Which were the days of competition and advertisement, children? Those were the days of Industrial Revolution. Such was the time when many of the workers, however skilled they may be, had to suffer starvation, and Gessler brothers were one of them. Now let us discuss some summary points of the topic, children. The narrator's acquaintance with the Gessler brothers, who owned a shop in the West End, London. What is the meaning of acquaintance, children? Acquaintance means someone that somebody knows. The business was run by two brothers, the younger of whom is referred to as Mr. Gessler and is the main character of the story. The narrator used to visit the Gessler brothers from his youth, when his father used to send him to get his shoes made by them. Now, this paragraph tells us, children, that the narrator knew Gessler brothers since he was a child, and then he later himself started getting his shoes made by them. The Gessler brothers opened two shops combined into one with a board, Gessler Brothers, outside the window, and only a few pair of exotic leather shoes displayed at the window. So we already know why were there only a few pair of exotic leather shoes, because they did not make more of the shoes, and also their shoes lasted terribly long. So they did not have more of the shoes to display. Gesslers were different from the other shoemakers. They never compromised on quality. Now this paragraph, children, tells us about their shop and its display. This also tells us that Gessler brothers were not like other shoemakers, and they never compromised on the quality of the shoes. Mr. Gessler himself appeared to be made of leather. His face was yellow, crinkly, and had reddish hair with neat folds slanting down his cheeks to the corners of his mouth. His voice was guttural and monotonous. Now children, what is the meaning of word crinkly? Crinkly means having many folds. Hair having many folds on the face means he had wrinkles, and he had reddish hair with neat folds. Also, his voice was guttural. What is the meaning of guttural, children? Guttural means harsh, and monotonous means boring. So this paragraph, children, tells us about the physical appearance of younger Gessler brother, the main character of the story, who had yellow crinkly face and reddish hair. Also, he had guttural voice and monotonous voice. After getting an order for a shoe or a pair of shoes, Gesslers would be lost in making of those shoes with utmost perfection. Now this line tells us, children, that Gessler brothers made their shoes with the best perfection, that is the utmost perfection. And while they were making their shoes, they almost got lost in that work. Once the narrator made a complaint about the shoes that Gessler had made for him. He said that the shoes had creaked. What is the meaning of creaked, children? Creaked means making a sound, making a creaking sound. It was more than what Mr. Gessler could take. Now Mr. Gessler knew that he had made perfect shoes all the time, so he could not take the complaint. He argued that narrator would have got them wet in the water. So he gave the logic that maybe the narrator had got his shoes wet in the water. That is the reason why they were creaking. He asked the narrator to bring those shoes back to him. He would either repair them or take them off the bill if they could not be repaired. Now, the narrator recalls an incident, children, when he once complained about his shoes which he thought were made by Gessler brother. Gessler brother got a little upset and told the narrator to bring the shoes back. He would either repair those or he would take them off the bill, which means that he would return the money of those shoes. When the narrator visited Gessler brothers the next time to place an order, he was wearing a pair of shoes bought from a large firm. I have already told you that it was the time of Industrial Revolution and there were many of the big firms which were producing shoes, but they were not of best quality shoes, they were of the inferior quality. Mr. Gessler at once recognized that those shoes were not made by him, and he pressed a finger on the place where this pinched the narrator. Now this paragraph, children, tells us how experienced Mr. Gessler was, who at once noticed that the narrator was not wearing the shoes made by him but made by some industry, and he told him the exact point of the shoe where it was pinching the narrator. He expressed his contempt. Who is he, children? He is Mr. Gessler. He expressed his contempt. Contempt means his strong dislike at the big firms that attracted the customers with their advertisements to sell their inferior quality products. Now this paragraph tells us, children, that Mr. Gessler showed a little dislike about the new firms which did not lay any stress on quality, right? But attracted the customers because of their advertisements. It was after a long gap that the narrator again visited the Gessler brothers. By this time, the elder Gessler brother had died, and a new shop had come in one of the two rooms that was earlier part of the Gessler brothers. So, when the people got their shoes made from the big industries or the other firms, the Gessler brothers' business started falling apart. That was the reason why they had to leave one of their shop. This had utterly shocked the elder Gessler and he died. So by the next time when the narrator visited the Gessler brothers, the elder one had died and there was only one shop left with the Gessler brothers. Again, the narrator visited Gessler brother almost after 5 years. This time Mr. Gessler had grown feeble. Feeble means weak and old, and his business had been all-time slacker. What is the meaning of all-time slacker, children? It means all-time low. That means he was hardly able to get his living. But still, he did not compromise on his quality. Having praised his boots as usual, the narrator spent time with Mr. Gessler and he returned after ordering 4 pair of shoes. Though the narrator did not need 4 pair of shoes, but when he saw the condition of Mr. Gessler, he ordered 4 pair of shoes, and he also knew that he would not be able to get those 4 pair of shoes. Mr. Gessler had grown so old that the narrator did not expect the shoes would be delivered, but they arrived. 4 pair of shoes, the best ever at the same rate. The narrator sent him a check that he himself signed. So, when The narrator again visited Gessler brothers. He was shocked to see the condition of Mr. Gessler, who had grown very feeble and his business was at all time low. So he ordered 4 pair of shoes, knowing that he would not be able to get that. But he got utterly shocked when he received those pair of shoes, and they were at the same rate. The narrator visited Gessler brothers the next time. Neither Gessler's shop nor Mr. Gessler was there. The old man had died of slow starvation. Starvation, children, means hunger. So he did not compromise on the quality. Whatever money he got the best leather out of that, but he did not keep money for himself. That is the reason why he died of slow starvation. There had come in the place of Gessler brothers a new shop that made shoes for a royal family. The young man at the shop informed the narrator of Mr. Gessler's slow death due to starvation, but he confessed that Mr. Gessler made good boots. Now, when the narrator went to visit Gessler brothers the last time, he couldn't find the shop there. Then he got to know from the new shop owner who made shoes for the royal family that Gessler brother, the younger Gessler, had died of slow starvation. He also confessed that Mr. Gessler made very good boots. Now let us discuss about the theme of the chapter, quality, woes of traditional artisans in the industrialized world. What is the meaning of woes, children? Woes means great distress or troubles of traditional artisans. Artisans are skilled workers. So what problems did the skilled workers or traditional artisans face during the Industrial Revolution? The Industrial Revolution that began in England in the middle of the 18th century and later on spread to the other parts of the world had a far-reaching impact on the lives of traditional artisans. How? We are going to read. The story Quality depicts the woes of such artisans in the backdrop of the Industrial Revolution, where mass production. Now, what is mass production? Mass production is when the things are produced in bulk, in a huge number. Now, when the things will be produced in bulk, in huge number, their quality is obviously going to be compromised on. So, where mass production compromised on quality and led to the slow decay of the cottage industries. Now, what is the meaning of decay, children? Decay means death. Cottage industries, these are small scale industries, and the artists involved with such industries. Now this paragraph tells us how, because of Industrial Revolution, small scale industries or the cottage industries had to suffer in England. This had a great impact on the lives of almost all the artisans, for people started buying goods from the industry and their work almost came to an end. Now similar were the worries or the woes of the Gessler brothers as well. The Gessler brothers are portrayed in the story as traditional craftsmen associated with the business of shoemaking. Now who are craftsmen, children? They are the workers who practice handicrafts. Now those were the people who were associated with the business of shoemaking. The narrator of the story knew them from his early childhood, as he used to visit them for getting his father's shoes made by them. Later on, he himself started getting his shoes made by them. As we know that after he was 14, he started getting his shoes made by the Gessler brothers. He did so because he was a quality conscious man and could not find better shoes in London than those made by the Gessler brothers. From this acquaintance, the narrator has hinted about the traditional artists who tailor-made goods with their own hands using the best of material and taking their own time to produce a quality product. Now children, this para tells us how the narrator knew the Gessler brothers and why did he prefer to get his shoes made by them. Of course, the reason was that he himself was a quality conscious man and the Gessler brothers never compromised on the quality. However, the narrator came to realize the woes of the Gessler brothers only when Mr. Gessler discussed at length the conditions and the hardships of the business caused by stiff competition from big firms. Now, the narrator came to know how troubled the Gessler brothers were when he talked to the younger Gessler brother at length. At length means for quite some time. When he came to know about the condition and the hardship of the business because of the Industrial Revolution, they were giving a tough competition to the cottage industries. Why? Because they were producing the goods at a mass rate or in bulk, which mass produced goods using machines and sold them in the market by luring the customers with advertisement. So how did they attract the customers? They used the advertisements for that. But the Gessler brothers were not willing to compromise on the quality, and they found it difficult to exist in the industrialized world marked by mass production and cutthroat competition. Since they made everything by hand, without using any machine or help, they took a pretty long time, and in the process they lost their customers. Now with the industrialized machines, the goods could be produced at a large rate and at a very less time. So the people used to buy the shoes from the big firms because they used to get various designs. That is the reason why Gessler brothers lost their customers. Whatever money they got, they used it to pay the rent and to buy the best quality leather. Now this paragraph tells us that Gessler brothers too were affected because of industrialized revolution. They were not ready to compromise on the quality of the shoes and bought the best quality leather with the money they got. So the industrial made shoes were available in a very less time and in various designs. So the customers chose those shoes instead of getting them made by the Gessler brothers. That is how they were affected badly. Loss of sanctum sanctorum. Underline the word, children, sanctum sanctorum. Sanctum sanctorum is a holy place. So for an artist, his work is a sacred area where he likes to work undisturbed. The Gessler brothers had two little shops let into one. We have already done this. Most fashionably placed in the West End, London. They worked from this place day and night, performing all the activities. What were their activities? Attending to the customers, then taking the measurements, taking their orders, working on the leather, designing the shoes and giving them a finished product. In this shop, they had a work area which was reached by wooden stairs, and when they had to leave that area, they felt disturbed as if they had been woken up from the dream of boots. So see how did they engross themselves in the work? As if they had been woken up from the dream of boots, or like an owl surprised in daylight. Now how and why would an owl be surprised in the daylight? Because it's a nocturnal animal. That is the reason why it would feel surprised in the broad daylight. And that is how the Gessler brothers felt when somebody disturbed them while they were working on the shoes. But due to dwindling customers, dwindling children, it means getting less. So due to dwindling customers and business, they could not afford the rent and they had to part with. Part with, children, means get away with, or they had to separate with one half of their shop to a big firm. So they had two shops which was let into one, and they had to leave that one shop which was later bought by a big firm. Selling shoes, Mr. Gessler, elder brother, was shocked at losing their sanctum sanctorum, and he could not bear that pain, and that is the reason why he died. So the next theme, children, is commitment to excellence. Despite losing his brother and a part of his shop, Mr. Gessler, he is the younger one, the younger Mr. Gessler, could not give up his commitment to excellence, because for him shoemaking was a sublime art. Now, though this man had lost his shop and had also lost his brother, he could not leave his commitment to excellence. For him, making shoes was a sublime art. Now, what is the meaning of sublime, children? It means of great excellence and beauty. He never worked for money, but for the love of his art. His art of what? His art of making shoes. In fact, he was the personification of the ideals of quality and excellence. He continued to endure hardships. What is the meaning of endure? Endure means to bear. And watched helplessly his business being taken over by big firms. It shows that such craftsmen as Mr. Gessler resigned themselves to their fate, and they continue to endure it silently, as manifested by the words slow starvation. What is the meaning of manifested? Manifested is showing a quality by one's actions or appearance. Now, this man did not compromise on the quality, and that is the reason why he died of slow starvation. This shows the gradual decay and death of the handicraft industry caused by the new factory system. What is the meaning of gradual? Gradual means taking place slowly. Now, this shows us how the cottage industries or the small scale industries died because of the big factories, because of the industrial revolution. Thus, the story poignantly depicts the woes of the artist. What is the meaning of poignantly? Poignantly means sadly. Depicts the woes of the artisans who did not go with the tide. Go with the tide means who did not go with the flow, did not go with the current situation, could not cope with the situation by adopting new methods of production initiated by the industrial revolution. This is what led to their downfall. So that is the end of the session today, children. For your homework, you are to read the summary in detail, plus you are to write down the meanings of difficult words in your copy. Thank you.